Today we're diving into one of North America's best kept secrets for self-reliance, the Yaupon Holly. This native plant is North America's only naturally caffeinated plant. Knowing how to identify and use it could give you a real boost if the coffee were to ever run out. Yaupon Holly, its scientific name is Ilex vomitaria, grows wild across the southeastern United States, especially in Texas, the Carolinas, and Florida. It's an evergreen tree with small oval leaves that grow alternately along the stem. The edges of the leaves are slightly toothed, the tops of the leaves are glossy, and the trees keep their leaves throughout the winter. Yaupon hollies are dioecious, which means they have separate male and female individuals. The females produce a non-edible berry, and it's best to gather the leaves either in early spring before the trees flower and start to produce berries, or in the fall from the male trees that don't have berries. It is very important to note that the Yaupon holly does have a nearly identical look-alike called the possum-haw holly, and they are in the same family. As you can see, they look nearly identical. There is, however, one very big difference that makes them easily identifiable. The possum-haw holly is deciduous and it loses its leaves in the winter. So as with identifying many wild plants, observation is always going to be a great thing to utilize, right? And understanding what a plant looks like at different periods throughout the year really can solidify an identification. So in the winter, the possum-haw holly, it looks like bare branches with just berries, and the Yaupon holly has both leaves and berries. If you want to use the leaves as a tea, gather them and allow them to dry for a few days, and then you want to roast them. Traditionally, they are roasted over a fire, and this also does add a very complex layer of flavor. I do recommend roasting them over a fire if you're able. If you're not able, you can roast them in an oven as well. Roast them in the oven at 425 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes until the leaves have turned a dark golden brown. Once the leaves have been roasted, grind them up and then just use them as you would any other loose leaf tea. One of my favorite things to add to the Yaupon holly tea is roasted dandelion root. By itself, the Yaupon holly is rather mild. It tastes kind of like green tea. It definitely tastes like yerba mate. It's a relative of yerba mate if you've ever tried yerba mate. So when you add the roasted dandelion root, it really does intensify the richness and it makes it more of a coffee substitute rather than like a green tea. So if you're looking to make a coffee substitute, dandelion root is the thing to add. It doesn't have caffeine, but it does have the flavor. Using a French press to brew your tea is also a great way to get the strongest and darkest final result. Thank you so much for tuning into this video today. I hope that it brought you some amount of value. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, buying my book on Amazon, and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another video.